Hello, welcome to FM Scout. I'm Bood FM, and as you could probably tell from the thumbnail, this is another episode in our Into the Future series. But instead of showing you a wonder kid, we're going to be showing you a country, and that country is China. Now, before getting into this video, I just want to point you in the direction of my channel, the Bood FM channel. I've got a series at the minute with Huddersfield Town, Bood in the Hood. Absolutely love making it. Hopefully, you'll check it out, you'll love it too, and you'll subscribe. Right, let's get into it. China. I think we all know about China. We know how much money they've got. They've got a crazy amount of money at the minute and they are willing to spend it. They are buying up players all over. They're trying to buy as many as they can. Someone's just signed Carlos Tevez on £600,000 a week. That's insane. It is absolutely crazy. Now what we wanted to do here at FM Scout is see if Sports Interactive have took all this into account. They pride themselves on realism. A few years ago they put the Great British Soccer Team in for the Olympics only. Just recently on FM17 they added Brexit. So I wanted to know if they thought, China have got all this money, they're spending it, let's put it in place so that this country grows and grows over time, like it probably is going to in real life. So I want to look at that. So we're going to jump into the future, stopping off every 5 years, and we're going to see if this league and this country can grow naturally on its own. Now I know from personal experience, and I know from watching other YouTubers, that if you put a lot of time into a save, and you buy players and you only sell players to clubs in that country, you can help a country grow. I know you can. But I want to know, and the rest of the team here at FM Scout want to know, does it grow on its own? With all this money, will China become a top 50, top 20, top 10 league? Or even the national team? Will the national team become a top 10 team in the world? We're going to find out. Here we are on the national page, and as you can see, the 79th in the world. So it'll be interesting to see if they can develop and grow over this experiment. You can see the top 6 teams on the left there. On the right hand side of the night you can see their top 6 players. The country is huge. They've got 1.34 billion people living in China. I think it's about a third of the planet. So there's a lot of people in China. Let's have a look at the national team. Here is the squad, and I've arranged it by value, and usually value is a good indicator of how good a player is. A lot of the time it isn't, and one thing I've found out by looking at China, some of these players that they're bringing in for stupid amounts of money are not worth what they're valued at. But we'll see as we go along. So as you can see, the best player is Wu Li. He's a 24-year-old attacking midfielder. He's worth 3.3 million at this moment in time. Let's have a look at him. Here is Wu, and as you can see, he's an attacking midfielder centre. He can play on the right wing as well. Here is Wu. As you can see, he's an attacking midfield centre. He can play out wide as well, so he's a handy player. He's worth 3.3 million. Yeah, that's probably about right. He's okay. He's quite quick. He's got 14 pace, 14 acceleration, 17 determination. He's a good penalty taker. So, I mean, that is the best player China have to offer at the minute. So I'll be interested to see if he can develop as this league grows. And it'll be interesting to see if China can develop any world-class players. Here we are on the job security page. Now, it's just a good way to have a look at all the teams in one place and have a look at their financial situation. And as you can see, the majority of the teams in the Chinese Super League are rich. So you can understand why they've got a lot of money to spend. But it'll be interesting to see at the end of this experiment how many of them teams are still rich. As you can see, there are 16 teams in the league. Some of the names, some of these teams I do actually recognise, only because I always try and get a Chinese club as an affiliate on any save I do. It's just good for merchandise sales. But what I want to look at is the rules, and most importantly, what I want to look at is the prize money. So we'll have a look at the rules. Now, if you want to have a quick look at these, you can always pause it and have a good look through it. What I want to look at is the prize money. I want to know if coming first will increase from what it is right now. At the minute, you'll get £314,000. I want to know if that's just going to keep going up and up and up as time goes on and as the league gets higher, hopefully. Let's have a quick look at the stadiums at the minute, and as you can see, there are plenty of big stadiums, plenty of revenue, plenty of fans should hopefully be able to fill these stadiums and bring you lots of money. The Workers' Stadium is the biggest, Beijing Stadium at 66,000, but you can go down about 7 places and you're still in the 50,000, so big stadiums. So a lot of money's been spent on the stadiums, hopefully a lot of money's been spent on training facilities, and hopefully China start bringing you some good regions as time goes by. Now I just wanted to show you 3 of the managers that are in China at the minute. Now I haven't done a recent update, so Carlos Tevez isn't on this database. Oscar isn't on this database either. But some of the managers that are some big names here. You've got Luis Felipe Scolari, Brazilian World Cup winning manager. Manuel Pellegrini, Man City's manager who won the Premier League. And you've also got Sven-Göran Eriksson, the old England manager. I mean, he looks like he's deteriorated stat-wise, but they are three big names. So, it shows you where China's going here now. They're getting big managers in and big players. Right, this is just a quick look at a short list of who's based in China at this moment in time, in January 2016. And as you can see, there's a lot of players there. A lot of Brazilians. It seems like they like to be buying Brazilians. And to be honest, when you look at some of these players, they're not worth what they're valued here. They're not worth 30, 40 million. We'll have a look at the top guy, Alex, and see how good he actually is. Right, as you can see, on here he's worth £43.5 million. Now, I'll be completely honest, I don't think he's worth that. He used to play for Shakhtar Donetsk. He come from a decent league, but not the best league in the world. Now, he's got some ability, don't get me wrong. He's got a bit of technique, he can dribble. His all-round ability is not bad. Is he worth 43 million and £165,000 a week? I don't think so. But that shows you what they're doing in China. They are spending money, crazy money, on good players, but also lots of average players, and probably spending too much. So it'd be interesting to see, will this league grow or will it implode? Here we are with the league rankings of Asia, and as you can see, at this moment in time, China's league is the 7th best league in Asia. South Korea, Japan, Saudi Arabia are all above it. But I'm sure they're going to grow. I am sure China will develop higher than 7th in Asia, especially with the money they've got and the players they're bringing in. So I'm really interested to see what happens. Let's have a look where they are in the world. And as you can see, I've had to scroll down and I've had to count them one by one because it don't tell you. And China is ranked, or China's Super League is ranked 70th in the world right now. So they've got a long way to go before they become a top league. But with the money they've got, surely they'll get better. It's just crazy to think it's not, at the minute, it's ranked below the Sky Bet League One. And you've got Carlos Tevez and Oscar going to play there. So, yeah, I'm assuming it's going to grow. Let's find out. Here we are in the year 2021. What we're going to do is we're going to keep jumping forward 5 years and see what happens. And as you can see, as a country, their national side is now ranked 37th, which is a big jump. Something like 40 places, really, from what they were. They were 79th, weren't they, 5 years ago? They've got a manager as well now, Tang Yedong. Now, I will say now, Chinese names I'm not very good with. So if I do offend anyone or get them wrong, I'm very sorry. So we'll call him Tang. Here is Tang, and yeah, he's not the best, is he? So yeah, 58-year-old Chinese. Looks like he might be a bit of a Chinese legend. He played for his country 56 times, scored 8 goals, but as a manager, he is severely lacking in skills. Let's have a look at the squad. Here is the squad, and I've arranged it again by value. And as you can see, Wu Li is still the top dog. He's now 29 years old, but he's worth 13.75 million. So has he improved? Here is Wu, and I'll be honest, I don't think he's improved stat-wise. He's just increased his value. So he's still the best player in China. So yeah, quality-wise, I wouldn't say they've got it yet, but we need to give it a few more years for these regions to get to a good age. And here is the Chinese Super League in 2021. As you can see, Evergrande have absolutely dominated. There's been another team won it in 2018, but yeah, they look like they're the best team in China at this moment in time. Here are the rules, and as you can see, prize money has increased. That's good to see. I think you get an extra 100 grand now if you come first. Quick look at the stadiums again, and as you can see, it's about the same as it was 5 years ago. They've still got some really good stadiums. Even the smallest stadium in the league is a 30,000 seater stadium, so yeah, that's not bad. Right, one notable manager is Fabio Cannavaro. Absolutely world-class centre-half. And, you know, he's 47, young manager, Italian, played 136 times for Italy. So yeah, he's a manager in the Chinese league. I'll be interested to see if he has a good career. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to scroll through the last 5 years of transfers. If you want to pause it and have a look in more detail, feel free to do that. But as you'll be able to see for yourself, they have been spending money and they've been buying players from big clubs. They've bought some good players, to be fair. Some average players, but they're spending money still. At least every year, a couple of teams are spending 30, 40, 50 million pound on players. So they've still got that money to spend, and it's obviously helping the league grow. Here's a quick look at a short list of all the highest value players at the moment in China. Now, I'll be honest with you, I probably know about one or two of those players. They're not world stars, but they've been bought for a lot of money and they're on good contracts. Let's have a look at the best player. Here's Mario Lemina. He is an okay player, midfielder. Was bought from Juventus, so he's come from a good club. But is he worth 37.5 million? I don't think he is personally. He's a good player. I'd say he's a decent championship player in England, but yeah, he's loving life in China on them wages. Let's have a look at their reputation in Asia, and as you can see, they're now the second best team in Asia. Look, by the looks of it, they were first, and they've lost that over the last maybe year or so, but they've jumped a lot from 7th in 5 years, so the league is obviously growing. Let's have a look at where they are on the world stage, and they're now 44th in the world. So I was wondering if they could become a top 50 league, and they have done so. That's a big leap in 5 years, about 30 places. That's not bad. So if they could do something like that again over the next 5 or 10 years, the league's going in the right direction naturally. So that's good to see. Right, we've jumped another 5 years into the future. We're now in the year 2026. And as you can see, the national team's dropped a bit. Maybe they've plateaued. Maybe that's as far as they can go. But they're now 43rd in the world, which is still an improvement from 10 years ago. So, it's not that bad. They've now got a new manager, Song Lee-hoo. Now, looking at the Chinese manager, Song, he does look very good. He's worse than the last one. He's shockingly poor. 51 years old. He's played 9 times for China. Yeah, not the best. We are with the Chinese squad, and as you can see, I've arranged it by value again. And as you can see as well, the 4 top players all play for Evergrande, and they've still got they've got better quality. I mean, you go down that squad now, and they've got value-wise better quality, so they're looking like a better squad. Then there's a new player at the top as well, Su Ren, who's worth 16.75 million. Let's have a look at Su. And here is Su. He's a regen and he's a midfielder central, and he's okay. 16 passing, 16 technique. He's got first touch of 18, and that's green. And if you watch any of my videos, you know a green is 18 and above. So he's not bad. Again, he's not bad. He's 24 years old. He's not world class, but he's an improvement on what they used to have. Right, here's the league table. As you can see, Evergrande won it a few more times, but the last 3 years, it's got exciting. There's been 3 different winners, so hopefully the league's getting a bit more even and people are taking points off each other, and that makes it a bit more interesting. Now, here we are in the league rules, and as you can see, you get less money now. So prize money for first place has dropped. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I've always thought, and I've always assumed, that your prize money goes up every year, so to see it go backwards, yeah, not very good, but yeah, it's now dropped to £395,000. Let's have a quick look at the stadiums again. As you can see, nothing's really changed. You've still got the main ones at the top. No one seems to be developing the stadiums, but yeah, they've got some massive stadiums, so maybe they don't need to. Managers of note, again, there's only one really, and it's Fabio Cannavaro, but he's now at Beijing, so he's gone up to a bigger club, and his ability's got better. So yeah, he's doing well. He's now 52 as well, so fair play to Fabio. Now again, I'm going to scroll through the last 5 years of transfers, the main transfers. If you want, you can pause it and have a look in more detail. But you'll notice, and I've noticed over the last year or so, less and less money's being spent, and they seem to be spending less money on foreign players. Maybe that's a sign that money's running out. But looks like some of the big transfers have stopped. If we have a look though at players based in China at this moment in time, you will see that there are a lot of players still valued at a good amount. And so the quality is obviously there. They're still spending money. It's just over the last few years, maybe they're just tightening the purse strings. And the most highest valued player in the league right now is a Colombian, and he's a regen, Jose Fernando Ramos. And again, he's a good player. He's a striker, finishing 14, off the ball 14, composure 14, pace and acceleration 15, complete forward. He's good. He's good. Championship level. Definitely not worth £39 million. But yeah, he's the most valuable player in China right now. Here's the Chinese Super League's reputation in Asia, and they are third. They've dropped down another place. Japan and Saudi Arabia are above them. And with all the money they've spent, I expected better. I'll be honest, I expected them to be at the top of Asia. Surely, I mean, Saudi Arabia has a lot of money. Japan has a good league. But I just thought the Chinese league would grow. Maybe with your help, they could be the #1 league in Asia. Now here we are with the Chinese Super League's world reputation, and they're 44th, so they've gone up another 4 places. So they're definitely a top 50 league. It's just they've had such a big jump, and then now it seems to be slowing down. So I don't know if we're going to see much more improvement, but we will go another 5 years and see what happens. Here we are in the year 2031. We're now 15 years into the future. And as you can see, the Chinese national team's world ranking is 41st. So it's improved from 5 years ago, but it's still not hit the heights of 39th. As you see, they've got a new manager as well, Li Ming. Here is Li Ming, and again, he's not the best manager. He's 59 years old. He's played for his country 98 times, so. But yeah, manager-wise, he's not the greatest. So they look like they always want to get a Chinese manager in. Maybe they'd be a bit more successful if they got someone in with a bit more quality. Here we are with the Chinese squad in 2031, and as you can see, it's about the same as it was 5 years ago. The best player is Yang. We'll have a look at him. Here we are with Yang, and as you can see, he's a regen. He's 29 years old now, and to be fair, he's not the best. I mean, he's worth 14 million, but quality-wise, he's not very good. Now, I just expected him to maybe have a few decent regens at the top of the national team squad, but that looks like it isn't going to happen. And here we are on the job security page, and it's just an easier way to see all the teams in one go and see what their financial situation is. And as you can see, there's only a couple of teams that have rich. So, that shows you that, there isn't the money that there used to be. They've either spent it or the chairman aren't willing to pump that money into the clubs anymore. And as you can see, Evergrande have finally won the title. I mean, they dominated this league for so long, and they've not won the league for 7-8 years maybe, so they're back at the top of the tree. Here we are with the rules of the Super League, and as you can see, first place has gone back up to 418,000, so that's an improvement on 5 years ago. Again, if you want to have a look at it in more detail, feel free to pause. Stadium wise, it looks like maybe some teams have been relegated, because now you've got a couple of teams at the bottom with the 20,000 seater stadium and a 25,000 seater stadium, so some of the bigger teams maybe have dropped, some teams have come up. Again, I'll show you the transfers. I will scroll through them year by year. You feel free to pause them and have a look in more detail, but if you'll notice yourself that it seems like one year there's not a lot of spending, the next year there is. So I think that the times of big money spending every season have stopped. Still a lot of players in this league that are over 10 million, which is usually a good sign that there's some quality. The most valuable player in the league right now is Ivan Nielsen. Let's have a look at him. And here he is, and as you can see, he's 27 years old, he's a regen from Brazil. He's valued at 34 million, he's on 125 grand a week. He's got some good ability. Again, I'd say he's a championship player, English championship player. And as you can see, they are second, looks like they've been second for a while now, just behind Saudi Arabia. So, I mean, they started off in 7th, so there's been some major growth in Asia. This is their ranking in the world, and they are still 44th. So there's been no improvement in the last 5 years. And if I'm honest, I did do another 5 years and another 5 years, and nothing changed. I think it's got to that point now that unless you help out as a player and put a lot of time into a long-term save in China, this is as far as the league can go on its own naturally. Right, there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. We just wanted to look at China, see if it grew naturally, see if it's worth you putting your time into a save in China. I know people who want to have a go in China. I know people who are thinking about doing a YouTube series in China. So I just thought if we showed you how the league naturally developed, maybe it'll sway you towards having a go. Maybe you'll look at this and go, do you know what, I fancy a go with China. With all that money, maybe I can have some fun. Maybe with your help, if you put the time into it, maybe you could make them a top 20 league. Right, what I will do is, if you fancy being a manager in China, but you don't want to start in the year 2016, or you don't want to holiday 15 years yourself, if you put a comment down below and ask me which year you'd like to pop into, it'd have to be the years we've done on here, 2021, 2026, 31. I'll make the database available and I'll message you back in the comments below, and I'll tell you where you can access the database. Maybe, like I said, maybe you just want to have a go yourself. Maybe with your help, you can take this league on further, because like I said, I did holiday a bit more and nothing happens. It seems to stay around the 40 mark in the world rankings. I'd love to know if you can get him in the top 20, because you can do. I reckon you could do. So yeah, if you want to have a go, let me know. So yeah, if you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. If you're new to FM Scout, don't forget to subscribe. And before I go, I'd just like to point you in the direction of the fmscout.com website, a brilliant website. As we always say, lots of downloadable content, lots of great articles to read, lots of information on FM. It's a brilliant website. So go and sign up, it's awesome. Right, thank you very much. Hope you have a nice day. Take care, and I'll see you later.